and welcome back home to my channel, right where you guys belong. If you're a new viewer, go ahead and tap that subscribe button, join my family. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. Those handles will be found down below in the description box. Y'all are probably wondering, like, girl, like, where the fuck you been? It's been like 2 weeks since you last posted. Let me tell y'all something. It's been kind of rough. I'm going through some changes here at mi casa. That's neither here nor there. I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth in that in another video, because I do have a chit chat video coming for you guys if you guys are interested in hearing what's been going on with your girl. Secondly, for those of my OGs out there who have been with me for a cool ass minute, you guys may or may not have noticed a couple of new things here on my channel. For starters, I'm going just by Rose. There is a period, but I needed to put a last name for my YouTube channel, so I just put period, so Rose period. I have also changed the handles on my Instagram and Twitter videos. I have also changed the handles for my Instagram and Twitter social media. So now that all of the announcements and like new shit is out of the way, we can get started with today's motherfucking video. So as you guys could tell by the title of the story, we are going to be talking about the time in which I was manager for a night. Before you guys start speculating on what you think may have happened, hear me out, watch till the end, and then maybe as I tell the story, maybe comment down below what you think is going to happen next. This story takes place at one of my old jobs. I may have mentioned a couple times in my previous videos, but for those of you guys who are new, I used to work at a trucking gas station called TA. It was short for Travel Center of America. Some people said it stood for tits and ass, but you know, they were just trying to be funny. So I was about 21 years old. I was working at TA. At this point, I was working there for a cool while. I was maybe at a year, maybe just a little bit over a year at this point. So this was a Friday night, because while I worked at TA, I really did not have a life working at that job. I was very, very, very dedicated to that job. Like, oh, you need somebody to work weekends 4 to 12, bitch, I got you. Like, that was me. At that time, I used to give a fuck about my job. Not saying I don't give a fuck now, but I was one of those people that would always show up early. Like, I would show up about 10, 20 minutes early at this TA shop, because like I said, it's a trucking gas station. And so basically what that means is that those big rigs, those semi trucks, those fucking, you know, big ass diesel trucks, they would stop at certain gas stations because that's where they get their fuel. So I worked there at a place like that. And so we always had truck drivers coming in and shit. So with TA, and not a whole lot of places have this, but with TA, we had a truck shop. So like if a big rig broke down, or if it needed like an oil change, whatever the work needed to be done, we had that at TA. Instead of hanging out at the store, I decided to go hang out at the shop. At the shop, there was nothing but men working there. I just walked in, you know, I said, hey, like I was cool with most of the dudes that worked there. The shop got a phone call, and the one dude was like, hey, like who wants to go check on truck so-and-so? And so one dude was like, oh, I'll go check. And I was like, I'll go too. And he's like, are you sure you want to come? Been trying to get a hold of him, but they don't know if his phone's off or whatever. So like, just go do what do you call that? Like not like a hospitality check, but like a wellness check. They were like, oh, are you sure you want to go? Like, you know, like it's kind of like way out there in the parking lot, you know, and blah, blah, blah. And so like I checked the time and I was like, fuck it. Like I'm gonna go back to the store. I'm gonna give me some sacks and I'm gonna clock in and start my shift. So they're like, oh, okay, cool. A little bit of time goes by. Now I'm clocked in. Now I'm already like, my register is already counted for, and I'm just, you know, working whatever. And typically whenever I clocked in for work, it always like died down. So it died down usually around like 4-ish, and probably for that hour it was dead. And then like between like 5 and 7 it picked up again, because you know it was the weekend, people were traveling and all that other shit. The guy at the shop, the one that went to go do the wellness check, like came in, he was like, hey, it's like hella funny that you didn't come with me. Why? Like, why? What did you find? Did you like catch him doing something? No, dude, like he was dead. He was what? I'm sorry, he was what? Yeah, dude, like, so like the dude wasn't answering his phone. Turned out the reason why he didn't answer his phone because, you know, he was dead. Well, how the fuck you know he was dead? Like, you guys gotta understand, like, this was like completely coming out of the fucking blue. Like, what you mean he was dead? Like, the driver worked for this company, and the company was trying to get a hold of him, and apparently his last stop was at TA, and so they went to go check his truck, and then I guess like he had been there for a couple days. It's 4 o'clock, I'm barely into my shift, and already there was a dead body found at the parking lot. So fast forward into my shift. We're about like 8 or 9 o'clock. Okay, it's around that time because it's usually when you work a 4 to 12, your lunch is about like 8 o'clock, like 8 or 9 o'clock. I had already had my lunch. Now, the manager that we had, who I have never mentioned here before, but I would definitely mention her now because you will be hearing about her in my later stories. We are gonna call this manager Thelma. Now, let me tell y'all a little bit about Thelma real quick. Thelma initially did not like me. Thelma was one of those managers, like she was cool, but like if you knew how to do your job, like if you knew how to do your job, she don't have to come behind you and fix your mistakes. She was cool with you. But if you fucked up a lot, scanning, or you gave the wrong chain, somebody complained about you to her, she had a problem with you. And your girl was a problem child at first. I had never worked in a gas station before. I never worked in customer service like that before. My only experience was 3 months at Burger King. Thelma did not fuck with me. Okay, Thelma did not like me. She didn't fuck with me. Like I was not her cup of tea. I was really a reliable worker, but I was learning. And she was one of those people that just like, look, you gotta get this, you gotta get this today, right now. Like some of you guys that have been watching me for a cool ass minute, you guys may be familiar with someone else that I mentioned in my stories by the name of Kylie. Kylie was one of my coworkers that I ended up having a relationship with. I haven't gone like too much into detail about Kylie. Kylie was really good friends with Thelma. Kylie and I would be hanging out. Kylie would tell me, you hella pissed off Thelma with this, or yo, like, why'd you fuck up with this? Kylie was really a big help in me getting better at my job. The 4th month of me working there, I knew everything. Shit that people that have been there for like 5-6 years knew. At this point, like I said, I've been there for, you know, about like a year or so. At this point, Thelma trusted me. We already did our lunch hours. It was me and another person, and of course you had the 2 to 10. Thelma comes up to me, hey, I'm gonna go take my lunch. You're in charge while I'm gone. You're the manager. Hold it down. You got it? You got it. Like, it was no question. Like, I was like, shit. Yes. It was my first time with, you know, with her saying that to me. So like for her to be like, yo, like you're in charge, like I was running shit. Thelma clocks out and it's just me. And it's like one of my homegirls that, you know, worked with me during this time, and she was at the register, and we had a new girl that was at the register, and this new girl had been there for about a month. It's probably about 10 minutes later, and one of the porters comes up. We're gonna call her Tony. Tony comes up, and she's coming up like all casual. In the back of the gas station, there's a hallway, and that's where like the driver's room is, showers are and stuff, and that's where the drivers could come by and, you know, wash and freshen up and, you know, wash their ass. Tony's coming back from that area, and she's coming straight to the field desk. Hey, Rose, there's a guy laying down in the laundry room. He's not getting up. I don't know if he's sleeping or something. He can't be back there. It's hot back there. I didn't say it out loud, but I was like, girl, what the fuck you telling me this shit for? It took maybe 2 seconds after me thinking that, wait a minute, a guy on the floor, it's hot, he's in the laundry room, bells just started ringing off in my fucking head. As soon as like that thought that something could be wrong crossed my mind, I immediately took off from the field desk. I ran straight from the field desk all the way back to the laundry room, and I stopped. Mind y'all, I don't fucking run. Like, I don't run for shit. Like, I don't know if y'all could tell or not, but I'm not a runner. I'm standing at the doorway of the laundry room, and I see late 40s, older black man, and he's just laying on the ground. It took me a second. I was like, what the fuck? Like, why is he laying on the ground? And then I noticed that there's white foam coming out of his mouth. And I look up, and there's some guy in there that's like putting his clothes in the dryer and shit. Just a dude on the ground, no big deal. Let me load my fucking clothes up here. Oh, I had to get some lotion. My elbows was embarrassing. Oh my fucking God. It didn't fully register like what the case was, but I knew what I was seeing was not supposed to be what I was seeing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's just taking a nap and he's, you know, this is just a little bit of drool. Like, no, this is like some legit white foam coming out of his mouth. He ain't moving. He ain't doing shit. Shut this shit down. Look, like, hey, don't start any dryers. Like, just open all the dryers. Like, stop all the dryers. Like, stop everything. Turn everything off. Shut everything down. I will give everyone a refund. Just shut it down. I'm not a legit manager, okay? I'm just a stand-in manager for the night. And my manager's been gone for 10 fucking minutes. And I look and I come and we have a situation. Here I am, like, I'm official as shit. Like, shut it down. shut it down. My thought process is like, I don't know what happened to him, but I don't think being in this hot ass room, because these weren't just like standard small like little dryers, okay? These were like fucking industrial fucking Costco size fucking dryers, okay? So like imagine being in a room smaller than the one that I'm in, and there's just a bunch of hot ass dryers going, and I don't know what's going on, but you're on the ground and you ain't healthy. I run back to the field desk, and when I run back to the field desk, it's starting to get a little bit more busy. A new girl's getting all like nervous and shit because, you know, she's not used to working in a busy, fast-paced type of deal. And then you got my homegirl who's pregnant at this time, mind you, and she's just on her 10 and shit, and she's like, yo, I'm not breaking my bank for nothing. I don't care how busy it is. And I understood that, you know what I mean? Like, she's pregnant, like, feel how you feel. I run behind the registers, and, you know, I'm telling everybody, hey, like, I'm sorry, I have a little bit of situation going on, so I'm not able to help her because, you know, like, how do I look not helping her when there's like 5 people deep in line, you know what I mean? I dial up the shop, and as the phone is ringing, I'm coaching the new girl. I was like, hey, you're doing a good job, like, keep going. During this time, my best friend that y'all have seen in my, you know, previous videos, if not, y'all go ahead and check those out. My best friend was working with me at this time. She was on a lunch and she was coming back. What the fuck is going on? I was like, dude, there's somebody like passed out in the fucking laundry room right now. I told everybody to shut it down. There's gonna be refunds going out. Just like stay cool. Make sure the new girl don't trip out. Finally, the shop answers. It's one of the dudes that I was super cool with. I'm actually gonna say his name. I don't think he watches my videos, but if he were to watch this video, what's up, Nick? How you doing? Thank you so much for helping and saving my ass as well as other people's ass. I'm on the phone with Nick. I explained the whole situation. Can you come over? I don't want to like move him. I don't want to touch him. I don't want to do none of that. But if he wakes up, disarrayed, and he starts attacking me, probably because the shop was like right next to the store, it probably took them about like 2 minutes for them to get over there, maybe less. I meet with Nick and the 2 other shop guys that came with them, and we went to the laundry room, and the guy was still there. This probably happened in time span of like 5 minutes. Nick goes back and he looks at him. He think he had a seizure. You need to call 911. I run back to the register. The line has gone down a little bit. I jump on the phone, I dial out, and I call 911. Of all the motherfucking times for this shit to happen, I cannot dial 911. There's no 911. I don't know what happened. 911 was not, it was not fucking working for me. I don't know why. It didn't ring. There was no dispatch. There was nobody there. Now, don't worry, guys. All these years of me being a cop's daughter did not go to waste. I knew I couldn't get a hold of 911. The next best thing I did was call the sheriff's department. So I called the sheriff's department and I told them that I tried to dial 911, but I couldn't dial 911. I don't know if it was phones. I don't know what it is, but I need an ambulance here. And I explained to them the whole situation. This is my first time calling 911, but I knew enough not to sound frazzled. Give them all the information. She said, okay, just stay there. Just make sure he's okay and blah, blah, blah. The guys are back there. The girls are handling the register up at front. I don't know. I think like the nearest like hospital was like 20 minutes away, 15-20 minutes away. By the time the ambulance pulled into the parking lot, there was probably 10 minutes left before Thelma was coming back. I was standing at the door. I was waving the paramedics in. They went back. I took them back there. They got the guy up and everything. The paramedic was asking me questions. All we knew was that he was a driver. The odds of a customer like actually like showering, like using the shower just and using the laundry and shit like that, like it was more than likely he was a driver. So like I was telling like, oh, I think it's a driver. They ended up getting his wallet and giving me like his identification so that I was able to find his partner or find a potential partner, because some of these drivers had partners with them. And so if he had a partner, we have to notify him like, hey, your homie just went in the ambulance. The ambulance load him up into the truck. I go back in the store. I'm talking with my best friend. I can't believe this shit happened. Like, what the fuck? I was manager for 1 fucking hour. 1 fucking hour, and all this shit fucking popped off. As me and my best friend are talking about it, my best friend's like, yo, what did Thelma say? Like, where is she? Like, why didn't she show up? I didn't call her. Like, it never crossed my mind to call the actual manager. Probably like 30 seconds after my best friend mentions Thelma, that's when I hear the front door open and I see Thelma walking in. What happened? There's an ambulance out there? I was in the parking lot chilling, watching anime, and then I look up and there's an ambulance. Like, What happened? Was it in the diner? No, it wasn't. That ambulance was for here. What do you mean for here? All of us girls gather around together, like we're all gathered in a circle around Thelma. He was passed out, apparently he had a seizure, We're just like filling her in on all this shit. She was like, oh fuck. She had to notify the supervisor, like the district manager of the store, and we had to fill out incident reports. And because, you know, this was an incident that happened at the store, and so if anything were to happen, you know, we have our statements ready. Everybody, I mean, the big question was like, why didn't you tell your manager? Why didn't you notify your manager? I didn't do it like with the intent of like not telling her, you know what I mean? It's just like it never crossed my mind for me to be like, oh my god, like let me call my manager. Also too, guys, like we were in kind of sketchy areas, so like he could have been on drugs, he could have OD'd, there's a bunch of factors. So like obviously, like I went to go check it out, and seeing the condition I was, okay, I'm gonna call a man to stand by and, you know, basically like assist me in case this dude gets crazy. Because again, like it wasn't like this was like a safe area. The next day, the managers were like gathered around, they were watching the footage of what happened that night, and so, you know, they saw us and shit, and of course they were all fucking clowning me for running. In my statement, I was very detailed what happened because I'm just a detailed person. I was doing this and this and this, and the so came up, and I said it took me a minute, but I went and blah blah blah, like, and so literally like what I said is literally what happened. The cameras, you could see me like they were very impressed, and of course they were very like thankful with how I handled the situation. For those of you guys that are or maybe wondering, the guy turned out fine. He was just dehydrated, that's also common too. These guys are literally out driving so many hours. They're doing it non-stop, and you know, not all of them take the best care of themselves, and you know, so it made sense. He eventually did get a hold of his partner, but that wasn't until like hours later. Initially, we thought for a moment that the guy who had the seizure, we thought that his partner was the guy, the dead body that we had found earlier that day. We were able to clear it up, and those were just two separate cases that happened in the same day. Your girl happened to be manager, and the one time I'm fucking manager, even though it's for a fucking hour, I get a whole ass motherfucking ambulance, gotta pull it to the store. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it as much as I did telling it. Don't forget to check out my description box, and also check around my channel because I did change up a few things. I'm gonna be dropping more videos throughout the month of August. Stay tuned, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, run up the likes, comment down below your favorite part of the story or any more stories that you guys want me to tell. I will see you guys in my next video. Until next time, bye. When I'm going live on the ground.